Namaste. I have complained to the Delhi Police Cyber Cell about theft of the personal data from my this notes archives on 2nd April 2024. It is very painful to me that all of my written notes, research papers were stolen by some evils, criminals, only with purpose to harm me. I have complained at Delhi North Cybercrime Investigation Cell about data and reports deletion from my messaging application today on 2nd April 2024. Chandan Kumar Mishra. It's my name. I used to write as notes in this application, but all my notes were deleted. It seems that the culprit was being supported by someone to harm me intentionally. My written documents are worthy of production of about 100 books. If the cyber criminal would tend to use it for such purposes, his or her identity would be traced. I better remember my words and writing style. I hope law enforcement would track them. Written narratives includes facts and evidences against the suspects of biological warfare shadowed by proclaimed pandemic declared in 2020. It has clues and hints to trace organized criminals of cyberbullying and robbers. Testification of the causes of irrational clashes were also mentioned, which were intentionally used by culprits of war crimes and genocide. Recently, I have written about probable indulgence of Bangladeshi criminals in conspiracy against India after their defeat in 1971 war. Arguments were presented to expose involvement of Bangladeshi person in demonetization scam in India when market circulation of old currency notes of INR 500 rupees were banned. Currency circulation of INR 1000 rupees were banned in India. And further, the lockdown was imposed. What kind of thing? Band kar do aadesh. Like close, shut your mouth. Such kind of propagation or propaganda were whole and soul of their instinct, their behavior. I'm writing my personal notes here, which is addressed to myself as digital diary. Who else could claim to have any kind of relationship with its possession? Why? If someone claimed to possess any ownership of this intellectual work, then provisions of World Intellectual Property Right Organization is applicable. The crime is proved. It indicates personal enmity of the unknown culprit against me. I am feeling like my brain is heated from back with intention to kill me or put me into such circumstances when a person could commit suicide. Criminal Procedure Code provisions are implied against them. Criminal to detain, prosecute, and punish harshly for their cruel act of offense against me. Probably the organized criminals gang is being supported by any influential personality who aspires to suppress me to gratify their egos and shame of their disqualification. Process of Mahabhiyog is required for such heinous act of brutality against me. If anybody hails from that kind of legal profession only to spoil the personality and character of somebody else. Process of impeachment is requested against the draconian exploiter who had contempted the constitution without position of constitutional post or with position of constitutional post if it's related with any judiciary practitioner. One should be terminated of ownership of the post with immediate effect. The psychological distortion of the polarized mentality of the robber seems influenced by superiority complex, who pretend to be of decent character but poses attributes to protect violators of fundamental humanitarian rights and due process of law enforcement. when written notice is prerequisite for commencement of proceedings and any kind of legal arbitration. The core value of Constitution is violated by the culprit to whom it may concern, as I have mentioned in my police complaint today. There are no one among our global human society who proclaims to possess godly attributes. If anyone proclaims so, he must be immortal. His immortality should be checked by hitting him with bullets as it's used during war. If he or she survives such diagnostic attack to check his or her immortality, if he or she is immortal as God, she should not die after such examination of his or her immortality. He or she should not object for such examination if he or she claims to own godly attributes. If he or she denies to appear for such examination, he or she must be fearing of his or her death. If it is so, he or she is disqualified by virtue of law to violate fundamental humanitarian and natural rights of any people, including me. If he or she owns miraculous personality, he or she would certainly retrieve all my documents by demonstration of his or her power to see beyond the ambit of time and distance. The very cunning and personality demolishing instinct of the criminal is proved herewith. Did he or her have wrote the quantity of documents I have written to defend humanity during the deadlier disaster proclaimed globally so far? Certainly not. Then how could one be left free to demolish habitable evidences to prove the guilty of suspects of biological warfare and war crimes? My research and analysis reports have presented rational, scientific, and logical arguments for a number of global problems. It also had a number of suggested solutions and recommendations for resolution of referred challenges. However, I was suffering from emotional trauma due to the deception on the pretext of love at my personal life, but it had proved evidence of enmity. How could my statement and justification could be deleted by anyone without seeking my appearance for as such scheduled hearing if it was being conducted anywhere? Does not it proves the crime of suspected criminal? Does not it prove him or her or their indulgence in the proclaimed global pandemic scam which has harshly devastated the life and livelihood of the global community? Should not they be arrested with immediate effect and their employability with referred organization be terminated with immediate effect? Won't it prove him or her or them a criminal of genocide? Should not they be interrogated and penalized for investigation on related aspect of inquiry? Would my written documents be returned back? May I receive information and compensation for my loss? Even if the rich and influencing person offers monetary compensation for my personal loss, he, she, or they should be detained and punished for their heinous crime against humanity, for demorphing or demolishing the educational documents. All kind of their commercial establishments must be sealed and seized with immediate effect. I request further to arrest and prosecute the unknown criminal if he or she or they aspires to manipulate their crime through illusionary explanations. When I was working at Bonded Labor Liberation Front, on the way back to return at my rental accommodations in Bengali colony, my Samsung Galaxy phone was snatched at GTB Nagar. I have reported the complaint of mobile snatching at Mukherjee Nagar police station, but no further communication were communicated to me about lost and found of my belongings. What kind of ridiculous pattern of pre-planned crime appears by this trend? I doubt the culprit itself are following me promptly when I narrates my perspective. Otherwise, who else could track my transit and inscription? I have written continuously since April 2018. It includes rigorous intellectual work of 6 years during 2018, 8 or 9 months, 2019, 12 months. My previous phone was snatched near Gandhi Vihar bypass during January 2020. I have complained about this online, but I haven't received any notification for retrieval of my losses belonging then also. 2020, 12 months, 2021, 12 months, 2022, 12 months, 2023, 12 months, and 2024, 3 months. My intellectual hard work of 72 months won't go in vain. Whoever is the culprit, I demand their detention for punishment and imprisonment soon. Complaint has been received successfully. Complaint reference number 816605524000008, 2nd April 2024. I received this message from SHO Police Station, Cyber Police Station North, and it's a humble request that if somebody could help me to retrieve my documents, can we proceed further? I would like to notice here so-called cinematic dialogue, Kenda Swami pattern, image imposition, fuse conductor removal, deceptive anti-national instincts, and Dant Khatta Kar Diya like abusive remarks are referred herewith. If he is the second person, kill him immediately because he intended to kill me. My educational contents worth of establishing an university was stolen yesterday. I compare it with attack against me as it had happened when Nalanda University was burned. Those culprits must be punished. I have requested the cyber security team to help me to retrieve my educational contents. It's useful for preparation by aspirants for competitive exams as other coaching institutions share study materials with classes. Probably, it may be possible that there is rageful involvement of any coaching institution's associated person with criminal mentality to harm me. In this manner, they have already harmed me yesterday. Reciprocation is sought as per the natural law of justice. If they belong to any coaching institutions, cancel their registration and seize all properties incurred through those business by the culprits. Arrest them and blacklist them for commencement of any as such able crimes any further. Educational research and development works are not a kind of cricket game when one opponent claims to bowl a player through her bowling spells or his bowling spells. It's serious and sincere professional work for service to the humanity, as they have tried to demolish my career and cause harm of worth billions of dollars economically also, because these documents were useful for presentation in board meetings, debates, academic lectures. My hard labor based presentation of 9 years was deleted. It's a serious sinful crime committed by those organized criminals. To compensate the grave loss and psychological traumatic experience of mine, teach them hard lessons by demolishing their career and academics as they did against me. If they had corrupted my documentations, corrupt them also so that they can feel the intense pain and agitation created by such kind of annoyance. I retain my allegations against the suspected criminal of heinous warfare nature against me. Punish them proportionately. Suppose that he or she is my enemy, but why? Let us assume he or she is my well-wisher, but how? Behavior pattern are as follows. He or she follows my expressions, but why? Why can't he or she ever introduce himself or herself to me? Assume he or she is interested in me, but what are his or her motive for such interest? If he or she is interested in my personality, why can't he or she discuss with me about it? rather communicating about me with someone, why can't he or she communicate directly with me? Why people entertain his or her mute follow or claim of any kind of attachment with me? He or she intentionally harmed me several times. It's a fact. But how dare he or she to do so? Why can't he or she is being directed by his or her companion to stop irrational enmity with me? What kind of the benefits he or she offers to the people to shut their mouth and not oppose him or her on his or her annoying madness kind of instincts against me? Is he or she so much powerful that if someone would object him or her on his or her demerits and idiot kind of behavior, he or she may harm them? What should I do to take revenge from him or her for all kind of losses caused by him or her to me? Whether I would receive law enforcement support to fight for my right or not, whether the coward dog or bitch would be punished for his or her intentional crime or not, what kind of statements or explanations he or she presents on objection to justify his or her irrational and irrelevant interference in my life. Does not my such justification and arguments proves my right and ownership to defend my right from that unknown suspected criminal? Would it be possible to punish him or her with proportionate torture and losses as I had been suffering due to his or her mischievous nature? How? What should I do to take revenge from him or her for all kind of losses caused by him or her to me? How? और फिर उसकी अहंकार भरी अट्ठास उसकी मौत की खामोशी में बदल जाएगी. To be punished by due process of law. Would anybody claim that the online broadcast of mass communication is submitted to any specific person? Certainly not. Kindly send me personal written letter to inform me with confirmation about all kind of messages related with me personally. Nothing is of personal nature for anyone broadcasted on media of mass communication. I would like to share my previous complaints that I have lodged to the police station. The content of complaints reads as follows. I have earlier requested to the SHO about this one. As it reads, to the SHO. New Delhi, 18th May 2023, to the SHO, Wazirabad Police Station. Subject: an application letter for investigation about recurring interruption by unknown person or spyware software when I operate my mobile phone with IMEI 1 8690150456452213 and IMEI 2 8690150456452221 and mobile number 8860827901. Respected sir, greetings of the day. With due respect, I want to complain about an unknown interruption by either a strange enemy or a spyware software while I operate my phone for research and documentation on burning issues of climate change related disaster risk mitigation, Sustainable Development Goal 2030 and community health management. I have already submitted a number of reports to the competent authorities through email from myvidya@outlook.com and recently received acknowledgement from public grievance portal with registration number PMOPZD/2023/0094405. Sir, I am deeply concerned about the data deletion from my device which was bought in January 2020 from a mobile shop situated at GTB Nagar. Kindly look into the requested matter for resolution of the reported complaints. Thanks, Chandan Kumar Mishra. Rental address: I was staying there at in the house of Pan Singh Belwal, house number 348, gully number 5, Milan, Bihar. Burari Aadhaar number 4N15084834584. This was earlier complaint lodged, and after this kind of problem faced, I have lodged my complaint to the SHO. Cyber Cell New Delhi. It also reads as follows. With reference to the application submitted on 18th May 2023, received with DD number 50 at Wazirabad Police Station about deletion of written research reports on COVID-19 community health management, climate change, disaster risk reduction and sustainable development goal 2030. Subject complaints against an unknown enemy or cyber criminal for stealing data with narratives on pandemic management, mitigation of disaster related risk and sustainable development goal 2030. Respected sir, madam, greetings of the moments. With due respect, I want to complain about deletion of my valuable research and analysis based written and typed data notes from messages application from my mobile phone with IMEI 1 8690150456452213 and IMEI 2 8690150456452221 and mobile phone number +918860827901. Repetition of the problem referred in subject today on 2nd April 2024 is very painful to me because I have written about hundreds books equivalent contents here online. The evitable crime of evidence deletion and economic robbery is proved herewith with this offense against me by these unknown criminals. I am requesting you to prompt inquiry and law enforcement against the suspected criminals to punish the one and seeking help for recovery of my typed text report soon. With respect, Chandan Kumar Mishra, rental address house number 2020, house number 2022, gully number 60, Hanuman Kunj Jaroda, Burari 84, Aadhaar number 415084834584. So these are the few of the things I would like to share. A few of my experiences, like I have received training as like NCC cadet earlier in 2006 to 2009, but then I started my work as a trainer. I went to conduct a motivational training several places, and I have submitted my request for appointment at PMO dark session also to the Honorable Prime Minister Government of India. I went there to submit my personal letter on 29th September 2022 to the Honorable Prime Minister Government of India, subject to fix an appointment with you to meet in person to share valuable reports on COVID-19 management. Respected sir, I had been corresponding through my email ID myvidya@outlook.com with you, your Principal Secretary, President Office, UN, WHO and other eminent dignitaries during March 2020 till now. I have submitted several reports on the above mentioned subject matter. I am requesting you to kindly grant permission and suitable time to meet you to share information on the subject matter, and also requesting you to provide me reasonable consultancy fee for my consistent and hard labor based intellectual contributions for COVID-19 management. It was written, and if someone had intentionally followed me, then they have omitted or deleted all the data so that I won't be able to share with them. And still no communication was communicated to me. I have also reported on 29th September 2022 to the Honorable Home Minister, Government of India. The subject about to fix an appointment with you to share reports on COVID-19 management and internal security. Respected sir, good morning. I had been corresponding via email myvidya@outlook.com with Honorable Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister, President Office, United Nations Establishments, World Health Organization, and other eminent dignitaries about the above mentioned subject matter. I want to meet in person with you to share my valuable information on the COVID-19 management and internal security. Kindly allot suitable time at your convenience to do so. I have submitted this request, but it's been 2 years now. I haven't been received any kind of like notification in this regard. As far as personal relationship related matter is concerned, I doubted the kind of enmity. That's why I had submitted my this uh, what we can say justification online on 21st December 2021 to the SHO Wazirabad to take back my complaint against that so-called Vanna Singh Ahluwalia, daughter of Sri Parmar Singh Ahluwalia. Dear Sir Madam, greetings of the moments. With reference to the my complaints lodged in your police station regarding settlement of disputes related with conflict of interest with the establishment and continuation of marital relationship with the family, it was evidently observed and felt by me that there was nothing except exchange of information between us, and I would like to add that it was intended to steal information only. The very report was submitted on 21st December 2021. Onwards, I have already submitted my statement in the court of Mrs. Alka Lamba, Sarai Rohila, that the woman and her in laws are entitled with law to lead and manifest their fundamental rights and liberty at their own free will. I will never ever try to contact them or have any kind of connection. I have submitted after all kind of enmity and brutal attack against me, even during the 28th 2020 January 2020, I was stabbed with key at my heart and I was bleeding at that time. But people only takes it like a kind of what we can say joke or such kind of funny show that people will laugh. Even if you will share your pain, grief and suffering, even if you will share your pain, grief, suffering, annoyance, people would laugh. It's a kind of like what we can say comedy show. Is it the fact? No. So the proper action should be taken against them. I seek help from NALSA, Delhi Rajvidik Seva Pradhikaran, for all kind of facilitation of any kind of disputes or conflict of interest by any person in this regard, and proper communication should be communicated without hiding the identity of the person, whoever is it may concern, whoever is the person. Then the next is about like I would like to share a few of my previous testimonies that um, I have conducted training program on stress management with police departments also from Patna, from Laspur Chhattisgarh, from Bangalore. Like 1 day training program I have commenced, and it was very useful. There are like some structured training program that was conducted there. So I would like to request the personalities to kindly consider the things. I would like to mention that my these ventures were intended to develop institution. लाइक आप अपने मोबाइल फ़ोन पर मेरे यूट्यूब क्लासेज में यूपीएससी की प्रिलिमिनरी टेस्ट मेंस इंटरव्यू परीक्षा हेतु एथिक्स, सामान्य ज्ञान, समसामयिकी, निबंध लेखन एवं व्यक्तित्व विकास पढ़ें, अंग्रेजी, हिंदी व संस्कृत में बोलना सीखें एट माई चंदनमय विद्या यूट्यूब चैनल. सुने, देखें, पढ़े, लिखें, बोलें. My name is Chandan Kumar Mishra, 8860827901. Bank details: saving account number 4402101000362225. Bank name: Bank of India, Parliament Street Branch, New Delhi 110001. IFSC code BKID 0006016. Aadhaar number 415084834584. PAN card AXJPM534 email vidyavanna@gmail.com. So I would request humbly for all kind of possible inquiry and law enforcement, so that my all this kind of belongings should be retrieved. Thank you very much.